have no track for a song and we want an infinite amount for an undefined amount of time of click. That sentence could have gone better, but you know how I mean. If you're in session view, it's going to be really easy to do if you know how that goes. If you're in arrangement view, not so easy. And this is probably the nerdiest part of these video series. So there's this thing called the IAC driver, and it's basically a route for you to send MIDI out of Ableton into the nebulous of your computer, then back into Ableton, if you so choose. So let's talk about setting that up on a Mac. If you have Windows, I don't know what to tell you. Get a different computer, I guess. Audio MIDI setup is where you're gonna. Mine's on my dash, but yours won't be. So you're gonna have to type it in like this. As you can see, this is my second try doing this video. Double click that bad daddy. That's Command Space to, or whatever that's what that is. So you click it. If nothing shows up like this, if it looks like this, you're gonna go to Window, MIDI Studio. Looks like there's a shortcut, Shift 2, I guess. Then IAC right here, Bamzo, and you'll see either no ports or a port called like IAC1. You can double click and rename it Ableton. That's what I did. If you don't see ports, click there. Make sure devices online is checked. That's super important. I'm not gonna touch that. And so once that's on, it's on, and you're good to go in terms of the outside of Ableton stuff. Now the inside of Ableton stuff, Command, comma, get into preferences, and you're going to go to Link MIDI right here. And it's going to look more along the lines of this. And if you have like other MIDI controllers, those will be here. But you're going to want to turn on Track and Remote on the input and output of the IAC. I don't know how much of that you'll actually use, but it's good to have all those things. And then you're going to, so in my thing, this will all be set up if you're using my computer or whatever. But then you're going to like create a MIDI track, which is Command Shift T, and I would rename it IAC just for organizational purposes. Double click that bad daddy, not yet actually, and you're going to go Output IAC. Input doesn't matter. This is going to be, if you're going to assign it to a pad, make sure the pad is in whatever channel. Say my pads are in channel 10. So if I assign one of these locators to a pad, then those should be channel 10. This should be whatever channel your little pads on the side of your MIDI controller, or if you have like an external little pad thing, whatever. Make sure those are going to the same channel as the IAC, because this is going to bring you to the locators. And then you're going to create a MIDI clip right here once you've done your ins and outs and make sure that's routed correctly. Double click the MIDI clip, and you can do any note at all, but again, if you're going to use pads to, like if you're going to have a pad bring you to 3, like automatically, like you just press a button that you put a piece of tape that says 3 on, then you're going to want to find out what note that pad is making and in what channel, and you're going to want to match that with the IAC. So I'm pretty sure that the one that I will do on my MIDI controller is a D-sharp 1, or no, a D1, I think, because it's 1, 2, and 3. I'm not positive. I'm, in fact, probably wrong, but let's say that I know that already. And the way to check that will reveal itself pretty soon here. So then we're going to go to Command M, which is your MIDI thing. It's also, you can also press that. Command M is how you assign things to stuff. So if you want that to be a pad on your controller, or if you want, like the volume of this, Command M, and you could do that with your chain selector, or you could do your volume here, and you could assign that to a fader on your MIDI controller or what have you. But for now, let's do Command M. Well, let's go to 3. So press 3 on the computer keyboard, which is mapped that way. Press 3, press Command M, click this, and press spacebar, and it'll map that automatically for you. And so what you see here, it has our MIDI channel and our notes. So if you have a MIDI controller plugged in and you're assigning it, Command M, click the 3, click your note. This will come up on the left, and you'll be able to see exactly what note it is. So if I was right, I would see exactly that if I assigned it to the button on my MIDI controller. It would say channel 10, it would say D1. I'm probably not right, but if I was, it would say that. And if I, so what I'm going to do when I actually assign this is Command M, click the locator, click the button I want to assign to it, take a look. I know it'll be channel 10 because that's how it's set up. That's how I set it up. And then take a look and say it says G. Then I exit by Command M again, and then I move that to G, like that. But let's say I was right, and it said D1. Now, when you go to 3, every single time you've assigned this note from this channel to this locator, so it's going to tell the click to go back to 3 an infinite amount of times. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. So look at that. It's being constantly triggered over and over again, like that. And it'll go in a loop until the cows come home, really. And that's how you do that. And now, what I also use this for, because you can assign these notes to anything, is at the end of the first song, because we walk off stage at that point, I will do something along these lines, where I don't know, I have no clue what note the stop is. Let's say it's B3. It's definitely not, but let's say it is. And then Command M. Well, let's put a locator here. No, let's just try to time it out. All right, I'm gonna do this. Command M, and I'm gonna press stop because I'm gonna assign the stop button to that note that I just put in there. So stop to click there. It's gonna hit the note and assign it automatically. And then bam, and for some reason make a sound, which I've had this problem before. I can't remember how I fixed it. If I figure it out, I'll make a video about it.